Just gonna start it. Comes back down, I have to try it one more time. ES longs are still an option. Um, I'm not going to take it though. I'm not just going to keep reversing inside this range. There's way too much risk with that. But ES perfectly oscillated between both of these pivots. I don't think the next test is going to be the breakout. I think if it comes up here, it's going to pull back first. Somehow I'm green on options, but red like hell on futures. Well, yeah, NASDAQ isn't moving much. So ES, I'm technically bullish for new high of day. That's just far away though, and that huge drop really just kind of throws a wrench in the probability of taking longs. If it didn't dump like that, I would have taken those ES longs. Here's the trade that I laid out. Entry would have been here. This is PT, and then this would be stop loss. Something like that. And that looks pretty good to play out. But that would have required me to reverse my trade, and I don't do that. If NQ comes back down, man, I'm gonna have to try it one more time. It's a clear bear pennant. It's a trade that I can't not take. So I'm considering entering roughly here. Really, you can enter on this candle as well. I may have to just enter on this candle and go for the fib. Yeah, that candle closed nice. Took it. I'm giving it shorts one more shot. If it hornswoggles me, oh well, but it's at 150. It's a PT there. Able to move that. It's a better risk reward. Didn't get as good of a fill as I want. Well, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Last stop loss was good. Um, Stopped out right here. It did continue up, and I can't hold up here because it's too likely to break to the upside. Looks like a very good entry, though. You could go much lower if you want. Um, it's a big bear pennant, but what I'm looking at is the size of this first leg. It's very, if it were options, it's a lot easier to hold runners and stuff. But futures, I'm trading such small size and so mechanically, I'm just going to sell it at the fib. Um, it's very hard for me to anticipate a lot more downside when not only we have FOMC coming up, but the size of this pennant is very large in relation to this leg. And ES has so much support, it could easily sweep this and go right back up. But that's my PT hit. So back to green on the day. Give me a second to document that. Kind of feeling today's going to be a 50% win rate kind of day. Looks like NQ is going to continue down a bit. You can hold it if you want. It's a pretty good trade. Right. Well, if ES comes back up, I do indeed have a trade, and it is going to be this one. That is the trade. It's a very good trade. I have high hopes for this trade. I mean, I'll even enter NQ if it flips strong. I doubt it though. ES looks stronger now. No, not at all, Swaggy. It's just not really my style. That's really hard for me to do personally. It's just not my style. If I were betting on there being oscillation, I would rather just enter a what's it, a credit straddle, credit strangle. I don't know. It's the same as it's the exact opposite of buying one put and buying one call. It's selling a put and selling a call. And then you're just profiting off the theta decay and the IV decay. Is it a correct? Does anyone here trade spreads? I've never traded a spread in my life. I know a lot about them because I feel like that's kind of required if you trade options, but I've only ever traded on cash account, so I literally don't even have the ability to trade spreads. And G Money, you probably did a lot better than the average person because there's a lot less risk in that. Nice trade. I should have took shorts with you. Oh, sorry, buddy. NQ may be flipping stronger than ES. It's finding a lot of support on this fib, which is why I sold there. So right now I'm liking that sell. Even if it continues down more, I'm liking the sell. This is a reversal setup. This is a very valid reversal setup. I'm debating on taking a stab at a reversal trade here. That's a nice candle. I kind of want to do it, guys. I kind of want to do it. That is a nice sweep. That's a nice fib. That's nice volume. I put my order in. It did not fill me yet, though. It's at 0155. Now it did. All right, let's hope I don't get scammed. Scammed as in, if it sweeps my stop loss, it better freaking make a lower low. I'm sick of my reversal trades getting swept barely. Doesn't even make a lower low, then it goes right back up. Put my stop loss all the way down here at 84.25. No way it just sweeps that stop loss and doesn't make a lower low. Impossible. Famous last words. Anyways, this is the PT all the way up here. It's pretty far. I'm now moving my stop loss up a bit. Just a little bit. I moved it to here, 87. All right, time to switch to MNQ chart. I kind of want to be able to drag my orders. I just got to redo my fibs and whatnot. Good reversal trade. Very happy with it. That's good. That's a good trade. No idea if it'll continue. Looks like ES does not want to continue. That's a pretty bearish candle on ES. If that red candle does somehow invalidate, that will be extremely bullish. It's not looking likely though, so it looks like it's going to stop out. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking it's going to stop out. Looks like that MenQ fib is a little bit lower because I think that NQ, oh, that's why. Is that better? 150. Yeah, slightly off. That's a pretty bearish candle. Pretty much fully expecting it to stop out now. That was a damn good attempt, though. I got one very solid candle. One credit spread today. I remember you talked about that. G Money, how's that going? Your credit spreads? Oh, that's on the screenshot. That's awesome, dude. I'm 14%. Very nice. Guys, this trade has so much freaking potential. I did get when I said I'm pretty sure it's gonna stop out, I did get deja vu that this trade goes all the way back up. I don't want to talk about it because that ruins it, knock on wood. So now I'm not really expecting that deja vu to work out, but that was there. I do see a falling wedge on ES. The only problem I have is that doesn't, I mean, it got the volume spike. That doesn't really look like a proper, NQ looks like a proper bottom. You got the buying wicks, you got the volume spike on the fib, you got all of it. ES, I mean, I can see it. I can see the potential falling wedge there. And the reality is, I don't really know where to sell this trade. The best PT on NQ is, hang on. A very good PT is here. It's still got forever to go, so I'm not saying I expect it to get there, and it kind of looks like NQ is trying to flip weak again, so ES is flipping strong to catch up with NQ. But the thing for me is this trade is a trade that I wanted to enter. Now, obviously, I can't if I'm in this long trade. But by the time ES gets to here, I'm going to be bullish for new high of day. And it's looking like by the time that happens, NQ is probably going to be up here. So I may, if we do continue up, I may just manually hold NQ for new high of day. I'm not sure how I want to play it yet. Oh, that is an issue. That is an issue. That's the first error that I've had to bit. Was no one going to tell me that my stop loss was a buy order? That's the first time in a while. It's been like 3 weeks since I've last done that. Except I noticed it right away last time. I didn't even notice it. You guys just have it out for me. G Money says I quit taking credit spreads of 2023. Greed and psychology was super bad. Took all your master classes and Mark Douglas. Only prop firm futures 2023 and 2024 working on my demons. Took the last 6 months off to reset my brain and psych. Spent November and December coming up with rules and strats. Just started taking credit spreads again January 2nd. I'm actually journaling and doing the small things I normally neglect. That is awesome, G Money. You know, these funded futures are great for dealing with your demons, dude. You said it best. They really are. They really do force you to be a much better trader than you currently are. Because it takes a lot more patience. I mean, uh, who said it? Someone said it in free chat. I think it was a free member. But I totally agreed when I read it. They said, you know, trading prop firm futures is pretty draining because the losses are a bit more agonizing, where the green days aren't very rewarding because you still can't get a payout when you have a green day. Whereas if you trade your own money, every single green day feels very good because that's money right into your pocket if you choose. But futures, like if my account's been break even ish for a week and a half and I finally get a green day, you don't really feel anything because you're no closer to, or you're only a little bit closer to paying out. So prop firm futures forces you to have a lot of patience. A lot of patience. Whereas options or trading my own money, whenever I want to reset, I pull money out and start again. Super easy. Can't do that with futures. So sometimes going the 8 days or slowly working it up to the withdrawal amount. That's pretty difficult. Apex is the best for self growth. Top Step is easier to get payouts on, but Apex is the best for building discipline. And we've ran into a wall here on this potential reversal trade. I'm going to move my stop up a little bit. If it comes all the way down, it's going to get a lower low anyways. So right now, this loss is looking very small. Yeah, NQ flipped a lot weaker, guys. It's pretty unfortunate. I feel like NQ can sweep my stop loss, and ES could just continue going up. That's pretty frustrating. Yeah, NQ actually looks so freaking bad. NQ looks atrocious. Oh my lord. Getting scammed. See, this is what getting scammed is. I'm tempted to stop out in small profits right now because NQ looks way, 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 way too weak. If this buying weight goes, I'm gonna stop out honestly at break even. It's just too weak. If NQ were the same strength as ES, it should be all the way up here at highs. NQ looks freaking terrible. Where'd all the buyers go? You're the one that hit low of day and a fib. I totally expected NQ to retain its strength. Looks great for ES longs though. ES longs looks so freaking good. NQ looks so terrible. Now NQ looks like a potential short squeeze if these keep getting invalidated, but this looks terrible. It's very frustrating. Somehow held a buying wick. I was going to manually sell there. Still think it's going to come down. This looks terrible. Good God, look at the difference. I'm going to have to end up taking that ES trade. I sold it just above break even. Looks like dog shit. Pisses me off. I'm just going to wait to enter the ES trade. I can't hold that. Even if it does go back up, it looks so bad. What a scam. I'll wait to enter ES longs. I can't hold NQ with it that weak. So my ES long entry is, yeah, pretty much at that top trend line. See you later, T-Bag. Yes, A-Bag, I do. I'm actually willing to enter ES early, but NQ really screws up this trade. If this were options, I'd take a half size SPX entry. Um, Man, that fucking sucks so much. Look how good ES is going. No way NQ flipped that weak after sweeping that fib. Unfortunate. All right, ES is good enough for me to enter now. I don't really like it only because NQ is so weak, and I feel like now NQ wants to drop, but I'm kind of confirmed in now on ES, so we shall see what happens. I'm willing to go. There's no really good place to put stop loss. You can put it anywhere. I'm gonna roll with it right there. I think that's decent. My issue is I think NQ wants new low of day, but I was very confirmed into ES longs on that candle. So if NQ does go for low of day, uh, yeah, it could drag down to my stop loss. Or, I mean, it's kind of a pennant right now and it's kind of chopping down. It can totally not get to low of day and end up squeezing, which would, this trade would be very easy if that's the case, but it looks like NQ's not doing that. No, it looks like NQ's going to drag it down. So it looks like it's going to be another stop loss and have to re-enter. You know, stopping that trade in very slight green on NQ actually did end up hurting me more than it helped me because if I stayed in, I wouldn't have got into this ES trade. But then I also would have missed out on this potential trade. All right, if ES goes back up, I'm back in. That is a perfect falling wedge. So this is my re-entry up here-ish. I say it occasionally alone, only when I get scammed really hard. Oh, that is ES low of day. It's a reversal candle, but ES missed low of day. I have a feeling NQ is going to flip strong again, and I may have to get back into NASDAQ, which I really don't want to do. Yeah. It's a solid reversal signal. You could take a reversal trade if you want to. I can't because ES missed this low. These fibs aren't very necessary anymore. The only way I'm getting an NQ is if it flips way stronger than ES, and it's clear as day. I have a very strong feeling that NQ is going to force me to get back in NQ longs, and then it's going to flip weak again after. Very strong feeling that's going to take place. What's that red dashed line, Munchies? Is that where you sold? Was that like your trailing stop or something? Oh, your trade was ES low. Oof. I said whelp as in like it swept your stop before it dropped. Honestly, I don't mind just hopping into shorts for that low. Um, I don't. I wouldn't mind that. Legitimately, I think it's gonna get there. It is gonna get there. Not really a trade I can enter though. I mean, you can just kind of hop into it, but it's like if it keeps going up, I'm gonna stop out of that short, and then I'm gonna have to enter longs, which means I'm exposed to the possibility of losing 2 trades in a row. Oh, yeah, that's what happened. Volume profile left me. Oh, there it is. Okay. Why is it? All right, whatever. I don't need it anyways. All right, ES should sweep low day. I'm not really confident in a reversal trade though. You can. I mean, they have great risk to award, but it seems like the trend is kind of down right now. But how much is it really going to drop before FOMC? That's what I'm wondering. Because I think it's pretty likely we bottom out, then head back up. There is a pivot here though on NQ. It could drift down to demand, but that would be again that would be very surprising because we have FOMC coming up. I'd assume it doesn't want to move too far one way. Plus, we have those gaps overhead on ES and NQ, which I am bullish to fill. If we're all the way down here, I do not think FOMC is going to be nearly big enough to get there. But I'll tell you what, now ES has missed that low again. So now I'm much more tempted to hop into shorts. It's still not really something I can do. Like, in order for me to take shorts, I would need to enter roughly up here. And the stop loss would need to be roughly here. And if I stop out, I need to enter longs. Wow, ES is a lot weaker than NQ. This would be an NQ reversal trade here. I would start thinking about entering NQ longs, but ES missed that level. And we can't have that. So I'm hoping that ES goes up a decent amount more. So if we do start retracing, I'm going to take a stab on that trade. But here's, I guess, the NQ setup. Barely a falling wedge, more of a channel. NQ's at that trend line. I'm technically bullish for it to get to up here. I do really like ES shorts though. And that sucks because if this did sweep, I would be in longs right now. That last candle is my long entry on NQ. You can take it if you think it's gonna continue up, but I have doubts. Looking for ES to sweep the high of that selling wick right next to it. Is it really gonna chop down again though? Because NQ's chart doesn't really look like it wants to go down again. It's got that high. I need to go a little bit further. There it is. Oh, there's a lot of ES strength. Or if we invalidate this candle, I'm going to take a stab at shorts. Otherwise, it's going to be longs roughly here. And it's really unfortunate that I have conflicting analysis for this setup, but whatever. We retrace this candle. I'm going to give shorts a shot. We have 15 seconds left till I can make a decision. I can see NQ inverse head and shoulders, so I can see a pullback on it. Nope, not a good candle there for shorts. NQ just touched that bottom trend line though. I don't think it's really going to have an effect. Man, that would have been a really good NQ long if ES swept. Some very conflicting analysis wise. NQ's nearly at your long PT. I honestly even like shorts up here. Like I'm tempted to take it. I'm gonna let this candle close though. Um, well, I'm willing to take gamble on it. The thing is though, NQ inverse head and shoulders is totally a possibility. I'd say even a strong one. So the pullback is very expected, but how far are we going to pull back? That's the big question. I do not know. But it's looking like I'm going to take my stab at shorts here. Hang on. It's just did something very weird with that buying wick. Yeah, I'm stalling. My finger is very on the trigger. It's too bullish of a candle on NQ. I can't get in anymore. It's too likely to get to here. I'll think about shorts if NQ gets to here. Can't do it. Cannot do it. Because now it's like I'm kind of confirmed into longs, which I don't want to be. I think the thing is the drops were so aggressive that I have a hard time believing we're not going to fall again. Now it seems like there's plenty of shorts to squeeze out. Here comes NQPT. Would have really liked to take that trade, but again, just FOMC price action. Yes, missed by pivot. It would have been fine if it just missed the pivot that went up, but then it came right back down to the same level and missed it twice. There's NQ to this pivot. Now I'm a little bit more comfortable taking shorts. In fact, I'm even okay taking shorts on this green candle. Obviously, depending on how the green candle goes. If I get a selling wick, I think I'm going to take my stab at it. This is a reversal trade. Yeah, I like the way this candle opened. I placed my order. Give it a chance. NQ's on this pivot. ES is weak. This is typically a trade I do not take because of the falling wedge, so it is pretty risky for that reason, but it's got a great risk to award. And with it being FOMC, I don't mind something weird happening. Like this trade playing out. I'm able to move this down a little bit. I don't need to put it that high. It's a pretty small loss if this trade's wrong. All right, so it's getting the sweep that I expected. Now the question is, how far down are we going to go? I knew that sweep is extremely likely, which is why I entered there, but is it going to continue down? That's the question. You know, I'm thinking if we put in an inverse head and shoulders, which I totally think is a strong likelihood. Here's the width of this left shoulder. Here would be the width of the right shoulder. So NQ would get down to roughly here. And if that does happen, and ES doesn't flip crazy strong, I'm thinking by the time NQ gets to here to put in the potential inverse head and shoulders, ES is going to be too close to this PT to miss it. Yeah, NQ's there. All right, stop loss is going all the way to here. Now, what am I doing? It needs to be break even, doesn't it? No, not quite yet. If it gets down a little bit more, it will be. It's a little too easy to sweep if it's at break even, but you can move to break even if you want. That volume spike on NQ kind of bugs me though. Might want to try to bounce here. Good trade though. Very good trade. Good analysis. Regardless of where this trade goes, I'm happy with it. Document this. I probably just give this a three TA maybe. Like this wasn't a crazy good TA setup. It was just like a strong hypothesis that I had. There wasn't a lot on my chart that's like, oh my gosh, it's gonna drop. So me, that's just a 3. Not a great TA trade. All right, NQ's getting its bounce. I need to make a lower lower. This trade's over. And it looks like ES is actually flipping stronger. I'm gonna move this down even more. ES did flip stronger, unfortunately. You know what? No, I'm going to break even. Got to. Because ES looks like a potential inverse head and shoulders as well. By the time it gets to my break even, it's going to be that inverse head and shoulders. I think it would be very unlucky and unlikely that it gets to break even, stops me out, and doesn't sweep this high before it goes back down. So, free trade. See, that selling wick on NQ looks bullish. See how it's invalidating that selling wick? Looks like shorts are getting validated. So if this candle closes green without a selling wick, it's going to be looking like the next candle's green too. And by then, it's maybe close to my stop loss. Looks like ES looked weak again, though. This candle's closing very nice on the NASDAQ. And you got to my PT. This was really good analysis. Good hypothesis. NQ didn't close super nice, but it did make the selling wick didn't clear. The selling wick didn't make a higher high, so I'm still leaning a little bullish on it. I need one more oscillation down and it'll hit my PT, but I don't know if I'm gonna get that. The left shoulder didn't do that, so. Guys, I really want this trade to work out. If this trade works out, longs will be so set up if it comes back up. But I feel like it's just too good. It's too good to happen during this time of day, during FOMC. I feel like it's just too good to happen. Too good to be true. But the potential here is phenomenal. Really nice weakness on ES, but NQ's got this inverse head and shoulders, which is clear as day. Now, inverse head and shoulders with a positively sloped neckline do have a much lower win rate of actually playing out. But if this goes down again, it's not because of the inverse head and shoulders. My entry was due to the inverse head and shoulders hypothesis that it's at least going to pull back. But if it goes down, it's not going to be that hypothesis anymore. It's going to be luck. A lot of luck. If NQ drops enough for ES to get to PT. This looks so good for a short squeeze on NQ. This buying wick made a lower low too. Such a nice inverse head and shoulders. It's looking like it's gonna drag ES to the toe by the toes to my stop loss because ES wants to go down, but not catching a break today. These last few days have been so annoying trading this time of day, especially yesterday too. I got swept it 3 times on my stop loss and had to leave the day at break even. Then right when I left it, it ran exactly where I thought it was going to go. Well, this trade's going to stop out. It was a great attempt. Shitty price action. I knew the inverse head and shoulders was there, but looks like he has missed that pivot again. And I'm kind of unwilling to go long now. Because it missed the pivot, it's way too likely to range. It's not likely enough that the longs actually play out. And it looks like ES lost its weakness. It's back to being strong. So if it comes back down, I can enter shorts, but I need it to come all the way up to here. Like up here ideally, and then come back down, I'll take it again. There's break even stop loss. Love to see it. Second one today, bright green to break even. Back to waiting. I may have just been the most unlucky person in the world because now ES is right back to being weak. It looks like it's going to go down again, which means moving my stop loss to break even hurt a lot. Only if I end up re-entering, and it's going to be hard for me to not re-enter if this happens. If we come back down to here, that's gonna be a hard trade for me to stay out of. I'm probably gonna stay out of it anyways. Yeah, here's the re-entry. Yeah, I'm not taking it. Not willing to lose on it. Odds of that were extremely low, but this week's just been a lot of extremely low probability things happening. Well, now it looks great to get to PT. What a pain in the ass. I'll watch for a long trade when it does. Until then, I'm just gonna hang out on my phone. Looks pretty bearish on NQ. Looks like it's gonna get pulled back down. Yep, there it is. Talk about like 3 days in a row of hurt psych. Unfortunate. That's 2 times in a row my break-even stop loss ended up hurting me. While the break-even stop loss saved me from the NQ loss on this one, it exposed me to this loss here on ES. So still slightly red day. But that is now a reversal trade that I could technically take. Man, I wanted that trade to play out so bad. I really wanted to take longs after it hit. It's a nice reversal setup. Thank you invalidates most of this move. I'll hop in longs. Very nice reversal setting up on ES. One more solid green candle. I'll have to hop in. It's exactly what I wanted to do. If only it didn't sweep my break-even stop. See how this candle closes. This candle closes without the selling wick. That I think that's enough for me to enter longs. It is enough for me to enter. Oh, back to waiting on my phone. This red candle fully goes away. I'll take my longs. Ooh, this is a much nicer setup. NQ just made a lower low, swept it. That looks very nice. In fact, I may actually have to get an NQ longs. It flipped very strong in this candle, and it swept those lows again. It's looking like I'm going to have to do that. It's a very good gamble to take. Wait for the last 10 seconds. Here it is. Need that selling wick to go away, though. And it's still there. Still waiting. Fingers on the trigger. I'm willing to enter this candle early. There's enough selling wick still out of that. Not sure why the Discord stream stopped. I don't know. Someone accidentally did that. I keep forgetting to take the mods permissions away to do that. This candle closed right on and I'm in. Yep, I am able to be in. I took it. I'm giving it a chance. Very, very, very high potential setup. Very high potential. So this would be the first PT. Probably just going to take it at that first PT if it gets there. But I need NQ to continue its strength. All right, we will see what happens. Yeah, so, it's I'll cross that bridge when I get there. It's got to get there first. That NQPT is a pretty good one. Do I think it's just going to run really hard and squeeze right through everything? Because this is what I wanted to see up here. But that's very far. I'll cross that bridge when it gets there, when I get there, if I get there. But I'm kind of favoring the nearer PT because I think it's probably going to pull back. If it does get up, it's probably going to pull back pretty hard. Um, Somewhere, just looking at the range, somewhere in here. And I don't want it to. Like, this is a great falling wedge setup, but chopping down is bullish. But the longer you chop down, the more bearish it becomes. This has been chopping down way too long on ES, way too long. Um, but that is one hell of a reversal. Volume spike, wick, sweep on ES. That is a 10 out of 10 reversal setup. And that's the reversal setup I've taken, uh, I think, literally every single day since Friday. 3 days in a row. That's a reversal setup I took. And unfortunately, the last 2 times I took it, it ended up stopping me at a break even after running really far. Looks like it's getting resistance very early on, though. That is bearish. Bull should not be giving that up this early into the bounce. Yeah, it looks like it's going to stop out. This is bad price action, folks. Very bad price action. Red on the day now. Or I'm about to be. I'm actually already slightly red on the day, but now I'm red by like a full green trade. Or just a full red trade. If this green candle holds, this trade's probably going to play out. That is extremely bullish, but this candle needs to hold its ground. This candle holds, it's very unlikely that it doesn't get to PT. So this candle is literally the make or break. And it did not hold very well. Still a bullish, that's a bullish selling wick, but it didn't hold the way I wanted to, so I still think it's still pretty likely to, I'd say probably a solid 40% chance. Now it's like a 70% chance to sweep my stop. Yeah, no, can't get anything. I'll try one more time on longs if it sweeps a lower low. This week has been terrible for this time of day trading. Went from like fantastic 2 red days in the entire month to this week, it's just been getting nothing. If we come all the way back up, I'm back in for one more attempt. That is very bullish on NQ. Looks like I'm gonna have to give this another try. This chopping down on ES is brutal, and you know what? I was very close to being, even though it's rare that I'm green while the market's chopping down like this, I was very close to being green if this didn't sweep my break-even stop here. Very close to being green. Yep, I gotta enter this candle early. Did it on purpose. I'm willing to take the risk of that. Now, if that ends up hurting me, that's going right in my journal. But there's just simply too many selling wicks there. I wanted to fill before it put in this selling wick, but I guess it doesn't matter. But if it does just go down, stop me out, which it looks like that ended up hurting me, which is very rare that that'll happen. Because that is another selling wick with a lower high. Yeah, it's easy to not do again. That reinforces the 10-second rule quite a bit. Supposed to get in on this candle. This was my entry candle here. That's a morning star right there. Entered late based on that candle, but if I'm forced to wait till the end of the candle, I still would have got in here, but the loss would have been a little bit smaller. It was still a very small loss, but it would have been a little bit smaller if I did that. So I have to get right back in, aren't I? This is absolutely horrendous. I'm gonna have to get back in here. It didn't even sweep a lower low. If this candle stays like this, I'm gonna be back in for one more attempt, and then I'm gonna come back and trade FOMC, but I'm not gonna be live for it. Because I think FOMC price action is going to be very nice. No, it's putting in another late selling wick. Are you serious? No, I can't get in. The next candle is going to be a freaking, probably a huge green candle if it opens right. Yeah, it's looking like this candle's going to be a huge green candle. Well, gotta wait till the last 10 seconds. I'm hoping that I don't enter after it sweeps the higher high. But it is doing that. Unfortunate. Yep, confirmed in. One more attempt. If I lose this trade, this is my last trade for this live. I will be trading FOMC because of the gap, but if I win this trade, I'm not done trading because I have a lot more trades. If this goes up, I have a lot more trades to play. Not a bad place to move stop loss to break even. Um, but it's not far away enough yet. Wouldn't that break your trade rule amount? No. I'm at 5 now. Not if I don't include the break evens. But I'm trading it on I'm trading FOMC on a different account, not on the account that I've been trading. So we should redraw this falling wedge. How long are we going to be able to chop down for realistically? Like, come on. We've been chopping down for an hour and 15 minutes. Like, this is crazy. And like chopping down with a lot of like these bounces are huge, these drops are huge. This isn't just like low volatility chopping down. This is the third hour and 4 minutes. Yeah. Hey guys, I'm gonna complete my back testing and then I may be done trading the second hour like completely. The odds just haven't been there the last few months. Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably gonna break out in the third hour too. We have this compression now, so was a fantastic entry, which is why I got in. ES made lower lows. It would be surprising if it goes right back down again because it keeps making lower lows and sweeping buy side. So I don't really expect that to happen. This is an extremely high probability trade. Under normal circumstances, at least. There's the pennant. I wouldn't say it's bullish or bearish, it's just there. As far as PT is concerned, um, this was my PT. I could take it to there. It has a lot of potential to continue running though with this falling wedge on ES because I'm pretty bullish to at least this level on ES. Like that's a level I'm pretty bullish to, and that's far. So that I may just move my stop up and trail this trade, guys. I think it has a little bit in this scenario with this falling wedge on ES and it missing this pivot here, which I thought was extremely unlikely and so freaking unlucky. Oh my gosh. This may be a trade that I just move my stop up to break even when it hits here. You could sell here. It's just got so much potential still. Like this is, yeah, it's pretty tough. I don't know. We'll see. It depends on how it gets here. If it keeps getting these red candles, but they keep invalidating, that's going to be indicative of a long run. So I'm going to trail. Not sure what the scenario beforehand could be that I just sell right at PT, but it could surely happen. Did not make a higher high. Actually able to move this up a little bit. Another small loss. No live trading anymore. Today? No, I'm not live trading after this today. I'm gonna trade solo. See if you guys are the reason I'm cursed. No, I'm not I'm not gonna stream FOMC. I have no desire to talk more than I already have today. Wow, NQ flipped weak. Looks like this trade actually has a decent probability of stopping out now. That is extremely weak. Not able to catch anything. Just unlucky. Just everything is super, super unlucky. Just second hour of trading the last 3 days straight. Nothing but just unlucky. And I still have an 80% win rate on hypotheses playing out, but less than a 50% win rate on the actual trades playing out. Terrible week so far. What's that? No shot in hell that NQ doesn't sweep the lower low. That'd be absolutely absurd if it didn't. But I'm done trading now until FOMC. And then I'm going to be trading solo for FOMC. I'll let you guys know how it goes, though. Oh, guys, the second hour's dog shit. It's been dog shit for 3 months straight. It was good for and this is why I haven't switched, because it was good for 10 months straight. 2024 first 10 months or 9 months, 9.5 months was fantastic. The second hour is freaking terrible, guys. And so I might just start trading the third hour. I don't know. But that was a perfect stop loss sweep on top of all of it. NQ did not make a lower low. And it just perfectly swept my stop loss and is popping back up. If it gets all the way back up here, for now, it's still likely to sweep this low. I'm like, no way in hell it doesn't. But if it gets all the way back up to here, it's back to being pretty bullish. But, all right, it's 3 days in a row. 2 reds, 1 break even. Awful week. Worst week of this year by far. And the 2 red days should have been green. If that break even stop loss didn't sweep and NQ didn't flip weak right here, today would have been green, just by a tiny bit. But as you can see, when I have a falling wedge that lasts for an hour and a half, I'm not able to do much. But all right, good luck if you guys continue trading. I owe you guys a bunch of trade recaps still. I started posting them but didn't finish. So trade recaps are on the way, and then I'll let you guys know how FMC goes. I will be trading it personally. Different account though. And yeah, we shall see. But all right, I will see you guys later. Honestly, guys, if this week continues just being second hour nightmare, I think I'm just gonna pull the plug on the second hour. Because it started being really good in the beginning of January, and now I fear that the second hour is back to being terrible. First hour, I'm very profitable, very easy. I might have to trade the third hour, statistically speaking, but I'm almost done with my back testing, so after that, I'll make that decision. But all right, remember what I said. If it validates this entire drop, it'll be bullish. Statistically speaking, it's probably going to finally run right after I get out of here after perfectly sweeping my stop like it did yesterday. But I'm not going to re-enter. Going to force perfect psychology. And yeah, good luck if you guys keep trading. Let me know if you guys need anything. And I'll let you guys know how FOMC goes. Yes, Magic. If the second hour stays horrible, I'm not trading. This is terrible price action. And I was still able to be green, except just stop losses keep getting swept. I'm not profitable trading the second hour. Most of my profits has come from the third hour. But all right, I'll see you guys later.